Businesses are exploiting your weakness to make millions, and it works on me, but I'm also doing it. Businesses are exploiting your weakness, your desires, your insecurities to make hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. And I do it too, obviously, just on a much smaller scale. I mean, companies like Amazon, McDonald's, Apple, every single one of them are using these psychological tactics to exploit the buyer into making the purchase. I mean, think about Amazon. When you go on, almost every single time you go into an Amazon store, you're going to see something like there's only 2 left in stock, order soon. And that's just a classic scarcity tactic that every single online marketer, every single website does. They are using some degree of scarcity to trigger the buyer into making the purchase now. Even though if you go back onto that same Amazon store 5 days later, they're probably going to say 2 left in stock, order soon, even though they have an entire warehouse full of them. All it's doing is creating urgency and FOMO, and every single business is doing this, but it forces you to make the purchase sooner. McDonald's is using something like price anchoring, where the menu will show a burger that's, let's say, $2 to $3. I don't know clue what the price of a burger is, versus the combo, which, let's say if a burger's $2, the combo will be $2.50. It's only a little bit more, but instead of getting a cheeseburger, you get a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. The fries and a drink cost McDonald's almost nothing, but anchoring it makes you think that the meal is of better value and that you end up spending more money than you otherwise would have, which makes McDonald's more money. You can do this the opposite way as well, which is what I do with our marketing business, or at least what we're trying to start to incorporate as we're continuously scaling. Let's say we work with 7 to 11 figure businesses on a yearly revenue basis, where we're doing all of the organic media, building out all the funnels to convert that traffic into customers. Then we're going to be creating new products for them, filling in their entire marketing team. Pretty much, we're transitioning into an all-in-one marketing company for these large businesses, getting all the traffic, closing that traffic, repositioning it for whatever it is, sometimes creating new products or offers for these clients. And if the intro was $15,000 per month, you would say, oh, Josh, that's so much money. Not with the types of businesses that we're working with. A lot of them have multi-million-dollar per year marketing spend or budgets. And so ideally, we want to transition where we take over the entire marketing budget over time, but that's not where we are. We are still scaling. We're still a small business. But the way that you would price Anchor to make that $15,000 look like a better deal, you would have a $25,000 per month product and then a $50,000 per month product. And then someone's getting all organic, all funnel, all these other things completely done for you for no time of these businesses, and hopefully generating them hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. That $15,000 per month now looks very minuscule compared to the $50,000 per month. And so that would be a price anchoring, but the other way. So think about your business, and then if you had that $50,000 per month product, there are going to be whales that come along and buy it. You will be, I 100% guarantee you. If you don't want to increase your prices, at least have a super high ticket offer. You have to be able to service it. You have to be able to actually provide that amount of value. But trust me, just try this if you're a service-based business. Let's say you charge $2,000 a month for SEO or something stupid, or SMMA, or running the paid ads or something like that. Just put in a $20,000 per month product, just add so many more deliverables that you know you would be able to hire a team to actually do. And one, you're going to realize that people are willing to spend way more money when the perceived value goes up, but you're also going to be attracting a higher end caliber. The next thing is a decoy effect. It's something that I get suckered into all the time. It is when you end up buying things that you don't need because they give you a better deal. Something like Apple, where you can go in, you can buy the Apple, and it comes with different gigabyte or storage tiers. You can get 128 gigabytes, you can get 256 gigabytes, you can get 512 gigabytes. And because the 128 gigabyte and the 256 gigabytes are close together and the prices are close together, people will justify upgrading the price. Even though 99% of people are never going to need that amount of storage, but Apple positions the middle option as the smart choice. I fall for this for pretty much everything. Think about any SaaS or service as a software that I have so many for the businesses that we have. All of these services will have a intro tier, a middle tier, and a top tier. And pro choice for if you have a business, just have 3 different pricing options. Most people are going to pick the middle one. Just that's how it goes. But the way that you position it, you usually have the low tier as an anchor for the middle tier. And then you have the usually a top tier and then an enterprise tier that people have to assign. But what you're doing with that decoy effect, it's subtly making people pick the middle tier when they otherwise would have picked the lower tier, but you make it just a slightly better deal, which is what every single one of these businesses do, and I'm sure that you fall for it, I fall for it every single time. And then match that on to something that like a Netflix would do, which would be the basic standard premium tier for Netflix. No one needs that premium tier, but they'll highlight the standard tier as the most popular option. Every single person will see this on a website. It will say most popular, most popular. Why are they doing that? Why are they telling you what most people buy? Even if it's not true, they're doing that because that's what they want you to buy, using social proof. This is what every single website, and your website should be, or your business, when you're positioning it. People don't care about the product, they care about the end result. They care that they get that result. And so the more social proof or the more testimonials, the more people that you can show got the end result that you're promising with your product, the better. And especially more hardcore, the more people that you can show that are like them. So if you're trying to target 16-year-old men, let's just say, to buy a shaver, then you want to show that 16-year-old kid that get the end result. If you're targeting women over the age of 50 on your fitness program, it's not going to help if you show Ronnie Coleman, this fucking incredibly large black dude was the like 5-time Olympian winner, because they don't want to look like that. You want to show people that people want to be like. And if you have a broad service, then you want to have testimonials of every single looking and feeling person to where people can put themselves in their shoes to where they can get the end result. Think about when you're going to check out on a flight, or if you were booking a hotel on Expedia or Booking.com, they're always like, there's 34 people looking at this site right now, and there's only one room left. Why are they doing that? Do you think Expedia is actually telling you real time how many people are on the site and how many rooms are left? The reason why they're doing that, and they're probably faking it, and hotels are always doing this. There's always extra room. They'll always find a way to fit you in. It's because of the social proof, and they're using that mixed together with the scarcity stacked together to make you say, fuck, if I don't book this immediately, then the hotel's going to be gone. Or they're going to jack the price, or I'm not going to be able to go XYZ. Is that true? Maybe. And the best products create scarcity, urgency, and social proof that are real, but you could also fake that. And most companies do fake that, as fucked up as it is. But these tactics are how businesses are exploiting people's weaknesses, their desires, their future intents against them to make hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. And every single business is using these tactics in some way, shape, or form. The tactic at which you exploit this are always different. But the ideas of the urgency, the scarcity, the price anchoring, these are just some tactics that are human psychological barriers that make people do what they do. And if you think that you are unmanipulatable and that this doesn't work on you, well, guess what? You are the product, my friend, because it does. And it works on me. It always does. And sometimes you don't realize it. And that's fine. But you should really be thinking about how you can incorporate this in your business. One of the big problems that we've seen are this stuff is pretty common. These are just basic marketing principles that have been used for millennials. But what happened over the past 5 years is people had a little bit of an audience online, and they would partner, or they would understand this, that they had a way to acquire customers incredibly cheaply. So they would create a product for them, but the product wasn't that good, but they would still use all these things. And so now the trust in the marketplace is at an all-time low, where people are saying, okay, you have all these things, but why would I trust that this is going to work? Because I got burned before. I bought someone's product that was completely fucking phony. It was a scam. They weren't actually teaching me what I thought that I was going to get. I thought I was going to get the end result of driving the Bugatti or the Lamborghini through Brickell, Miami. And I didn't get that, so all these guys are scammers. Well, no, that's not the case. A lot of those guys are scammers, but because trust is so low, you really need to focus on going above and beyond on your product. And that's why we only work with businesses that have a super high lifetime value. Think about something like Starbucks. Someone goes into Starbucks and they end up spending tens of thousands of dollars over the lifetime, even though coffee's only $4, which is crazy. Someone would even go to Starbucks in the first place because it's the worst fucking coffee on earth, and it's like just a sugary drink of shit. But anyway, that's besides the point. If you go to Starbucks, the average customer continuously goes back and back and back and back again, to where you bring someone in the door and they end up spending tens of thousands of dollars over the lifetime of that customer. That is a very good product. Most companies have the opposite problem. They try and get someone in the door and then they never come back. We just don't work with companies that have bad lifetime values, because then we're just always forced to get the next sale. And so when we have a lot of demand for the business that we have, because if you do what you say you're going to do, get tons of organic views and then convert those views into customers, so another lead gen source, another acquisition channel for these businesses, and you can actually do that, then it's an incredible product. The hard part is actually executing on the product, which is why the limiting constraint of our business isn't getting more clients. If we do what we say we're going to do for our clients, then it is an incredible service and we get unlimited referrals and we have an unlimited LTV. But that the limiting constraint is actually doing the thing. And so I make these videos because we need people that can execute on these things. We need content strategists, we need paid ads guys, we need growth operators, and some of the best in the entire world who can create products for these businesses, who can restructure the offers to where we're making videos that hit pain points that convert into customers for these businesses. And so as we do that successfully, we have unlimited demand. And so how do we add the scarcity is we only take on 2 clients per month right now. That is because we don't have capacity to take on more people per month. And so right now, we already took on 2 clients this month. We have 3 to 5 clients that want to get onboarded. So what does that mean? When that there's actual scarcity and urgency for these clients to become clients when we can take them on. But that also creates more demand for your product. And so the objective where we're heading is we want to work with thousands of businesses where we're making millions and millions of dollars per year per business, becoming their all-in-one marketing agency. I mean, that's not where we are right now, but to turn a small business into a large business, it just is kind of one step at a time, which is a lot of fun. There's a lot of stress, but the bigger, I think, the easier it is to kind of get over the smaller jumps. And so since a lot of my friends run publicly traded companies, that is the scale that I'm forced to think at. You're not forced to think of that scale, but that's what I'm always thinking about. If this is not a public company availability, or if we can't make billions of dollars per year, what are we doing wrong? And how can we reposition to where we have a lot higher market cap of scale? And usually businesses of scale, it becomes easier. Ours is actually harder, which makes it a people problem. And that's what we're trying to solve.